That is definitely not Mothman. That's a nice.
That is in the sky, you dingusberry. In the sky, above the night, the thing that he's pointing at. Oh my God, are you blind?
He said that's a night. By forcing the matter.
Welcome to Mayeth the Zooeth be witheth you. I am, of course, joined by a very esteemed content creator, Joshua.
Let's go.
Hello, viewers and esteemed colleagues.
Thank you, Josh, for that wonderful intro. And I'm, of course, joined by the man who made us take 3 takes because he said we were getting too rowdy in the intro.
This is take 2.
Louis DeGeorge.
George did take one all on his own, actually.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to May the Zoo be with you.
Yes, that's the name of the podcast.
Stop.
I'd like to point out that you have earned my respect as a colleague.
You have also earned my respect as a colleague. I feel respected and heard.
Oh my gosh. What is up, everyone? Today we're going to be...
Hold it together. I can't hold it together.
You guys are awful. This is the worst. What is up, everyone? We're going to be chatting about lots of Magic the Gathering things, the Fallout hype, lying in Commander. It is a sin to lie in Commander.
Well,
you shall be chastised by all of Twitter. Josh and Louis are in Chicago right now as we speak. We are in Chicago.
Finger guns or real guns.
I said that last year. I got yelled at.
Speaking of guns, the Wild Wild West, y'all. We're going to talk about I don't know what this set's called. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So 4 Magic topics today. So you know things are going.
Nobody will care. Nobody watching this podcast.
5 minutes long each.
And we will have 5% less viewers next year than this year.
We're going to speculate on the dust system, which means that whatever we say today on Tuesday, Sorcery will announce something different.
I love that they dunked on you. God, I love that they just dunked on you. I love that they dunked on you.
In comment section, please hear us say we are recording on Tuesday. So we are not just like bad content creators. We are
that too, though. We are that too, though.
Yeah, we are that. That's right.
Louis, can you type out?
We can be both.
Can you type out in Discord the take you told me you want me to take on this one? I struggle to remember it.
One Piece opened up a physical retail location in
great topic, Louis.
Brighton.
Shout out to the UK.
Wherever that is. And we've got release week for Lancanta. So we'll talk about that. So
Oh.
I love that you hate games that can actually produce sets. It's my favorite part about you.
I don't hate Lorcana. I love Lorcana. We're running 2 drafts this week for Lorcana.
Of course, it's GOAT.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay, let's chat about Fallout. Speaking of GOAT, Josh, have you been following along with the Fallout spoilers?
Oh, I have, baby. All Commander set, not playable in anything else. If you know anything about me, it's that I can't wait to talk about these cards.
They have a brand new combo with zombies with Gravecrawler that I'm very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
You get to give infinite rad counters if you have Phyrexian Altar and Gravecrawler, and this new card, I don't have it up, but you get to give infinite rad counters, and I'm very excited because I just built a new commander deck. It's called Feral Ghoul.
No way. That's really the combo?
No, that's the card name.
Nailed it, George. I gotta tell you how many combos. Anytime a card's released, I feel like if you have Graveyard in your interaction and Phyrexian Altar, it's infinite. Once a set, I think we could say that phrase.
That's fair. Anyway, I'm excited for that one. This set, it looks pretty good. Seeing people super excited about it. I haven't seen anybody not excited about it. There was like a comment to it. It was like, I have never played the Fallout game, but I'm excited for this set because the theme seems really cool and fits in line with like what we're seeing now. I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
I think that user comments the same thing, just copy pastas on both of our videos. Did we pay for the same viewers?
Maybe.
Did we buy the same viewers? The theme of this looks like on point. It really tickles my fancy as far as the Universes Beyond set goes. This looks really cool from a Fallout perspective. I don't know. I don't want to have the conversation like, should Universes Beyond exist? I'm over that. Like, I just want to enjoy this.
Louis fine with it.
Yeah, I just want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it for what it is.
So those showcase cards are gonna be really expensive because that's the only place you can get them as the collector boxes.
Allegedly.
Well, you think they're gonna put them in the? You think they're gonna put them in the decks?
Yeah, isn't there a collector pack in the decks?
Yeah, I mean you'll get a there's a collector sample pack.
That's not in the collector box, buddy.
I know, but the vast majority.
Yeah.
Do we think they're going to reprint the collector box?
So I'm pretty keen on the thought that I believe the rumor that there's going to be a bigger wave, because that's what happened with Doctor Who.
Yeah, and also like I imagine like what's the point of putting this box if there's 14 of them in existence?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That was not a speculation on the print run, everybody. That was hyperbole.
Banned.
I would be very surprised if we don't.
Only get to carry games that grow now. Shout out to everybody else.
If we don't get a restock on this, I'd be very surprised.
It wouldn't make sense. Like it makes no sense not to reprint this.
That was my take for the limited print of the stupid collector box in this set. This is supposed to be like outward phasing. You're gonna finally make a collector box limited, and you're gonna do it in Universes Beyond when your whole point is to like bring more people in. Like
makes no sense.
Yeah, no. The time to do it was something like Murders at Karlov Manor to service people who already like Magic. It's not here.
I mean, it's also they need to make the announcement that like we're gonna short print collector boxes.
Oh, they're not gonna. They'll never do that.
Oh, I don't think they ever will. But
if they do,
they
will.
Eventually did.
They have said that they're reducing print runs. That's been something that they have said in their meetings. But I think that they don't have enough timeline to do that kind of stuff. I think what they do have the ability to do is like stagger the release of things. And we saw this again, like we saw this with Doctor Who. Like the initial supply of Doctor Who was pretty heavily allocated, and then we got a lot of boxes weeks after. So I kind of think that's the way
market liked that. The market thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Doctor Who did really well.
Yeah.
Josh, what was the data for this week's on the, because TCG Player did their whole thing again where they dumped out a metric ton of product at $167 for all 4 decks shipped.
What's their cost?
We can't say that, but we would lose about $3 after shipping on TCG Player selling for $167. So yeah.
Wow, Josh, thank you for putting the link in the Discord.
No problem. The pre-release number is what's insane. The pre-release Fallout Commander has already pre-sold 4,600 more boxes than all of Doctor Who Commander pre-sold. So like pre-sale to pre-sale data, we're 4,000 boxes ahead of pace. We don't release till March 8th, by the way. And actually, if you look at Doctor Who release plus 30, we're only like 1,000 boxes short of hitting that number, release plus 30 days. So that sale accounted for, I think it was like 3K 2,900 collector Commander deck sets just in that sale. It was crazy.
I think Commander decks in this are a deal. I think the singles in those collector boxes are going to be. I don't see a world in which the singles on this set don't go bananas after release.
Well,
is it the perfect product for Commander? Like you have the collector box with chase things, but like you have the deck set where you can just pick it up and a Commander player can have every copy of every card available.
And I think that's what if anything will reduce the cost of the singles. It's that like most people who are going to engage with this product are probably going to buy a set of decks.
But I think the cases will be really
dollars. Yeah, I mean we haven't seen anything yet that the community's been like, this is a new staple card. Like there hasn't. I mean, like I don't think that matters. I mean, like I think it's a matter of like. Oh, it definitely matters.
Oh, it matters.
I think I think this would be for Fallout collectors. No. I think there's gonna be a lot of Fallout collectors.
No, this is I more and more disagree with that idea with Universes Beyond. I think the win of the previous of like Doctor Who, I have not witnessed anybody come back to the store as a result of Doctor Who got into Commander. Like the people who are still buying and engaging with Doctor Who are players who really like the mechanics of Doctor Who set. I think that's going to be a really interesting thing for Magic to evaluate long term. I suspect if you're a Doctor Who or a Fallout fan, you're not going your LGS to buy product. I suspect you're going
to eBay.
Well, we sold a lot of Doctor Who decks on release day to people who were not Commander players or not Magic players, and we haven't seen them back. Like, we got those customers.
You tell them about the home? You tell them that this is people's home and that people come here to play games? Did you tell them that? Okay.
Of course.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Like, we got the initial sale, but like we don't have they just don't come back because it's not like what they do. They just probably played a couple games for a date night with their wife or their friends or whatever, and then they never played again.
What a wild date night. I know I like Doctor Who. We're going to go play a game neither of us play at some store that this guy keeps ranting, it's my home.
They don't play at the store. They buy the decks and they go home, George.
I was told they don't do that last week.
What?
You said they all come to the store and they make it a home.
Not the person who's walking in to get the Doctor Who Commander deck with their wife.
You should have set them down and be like, this is your home now.
I think we're missing a massive subset of people, though. We've talked about this before.
Seems likely.
Well, we always talk about, like, if you've played TCGs, you play Magic the Gathering. Like, everyone's played Magic. Everyone's played one game. Like, people you would have never expect have played a game of Magic, right? I think Doctor Who and Fallout, like that, yes, go a long way to, like, those people. They've tried Magic before. They've either fallen off or at the time decided it wasn't for them. That brings them back into the fold. More so than, Doctor Who collectors or Fallout collectors. It's the people who played Magic a couple times in their life and they really like this other IP and they're like, oh, I'm familiar with that. I've already done that. I'll come back. And I think there's a larger group of people in that demographic than we suspect.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably fair. My point was to say that the singles market won't go crazy as a result of them being Fallout cards. The singles market will go crazy if there are staples that regular Magic the Gathering players want to put in their decks. We've seen this with all of the Lord of the Rings cards. We saw this with Doctor Who. We saw this with it's just like that's what.
I disagree on the Lord of the Rings card one. I think cards that, like, all of the Nazgul were not like these highly playable, mechanically intensive cards, and they got scooped.
I know lots of Commander players who I played against in a Commander game last night against two people both using. They had 9 Nazgul in their deck.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm.
But like, it's like my one experience proves.
No, but like people are using those cards. Like, and there's also the One Ring, and there's Orcish Bowmasters. Like, people are putting One Ring in every single Commander deck they own. So like those are also cards that were popular as a result of them being really good. Is
that your
cards.
First beer of the day, Louis?
No, like, I don't understand how you guys could argue this point that like the reason singles move is because the players want the cards.
The reason singles move is because players want yes, that's why any card sells ever.
Okay.
That's why Posty bought the One Ring for $2 million because he wanted the card. Like, I'm so confused.
Okay.
Now wait, Josh, would you agree with this? The reason people sell the card is because they value the money more than the card.
Or they value another card more than the card, and they're going to get that card.
It's a good loophole.
But
Louis, do you agree with that argument?
I think the hole's deeper than that. I don't think the only cards that people ever buy are the ones that they need for power in their Commander deck. I think people buy cards for fun. As someone who likes cards that I've bought that will never see the light of day in a deck, you're Mr. Sorcery. I like the art on the cards. The card reminds me of something. It tells a story to me. I've bought cards for that reason. I think people buy cards for that reason too. I don't know why that's a far-fetched idea.
You're not running an all-shark deck in Sorcery, Josh?
I'm never going to play a game of Sorcery.
I don't think that the success or failure of the Magic singles economy relies on what you just said. I think the point that George said was that he thinks that the singles of this set are going to pump. And that's what I was saying was like, we haven't seen a card released yet on Tuesday that we're recording the podcast that seems like a staple in Commander yet. I do agree that we will probably see some of that stuff come out.
I highly disagree that we haven't seen one that's a staple. What's the Destroy All Lands card?
That is not in the Commander decks. That is just in the collector boxes. So you guys are not paying any attention to what we're talking about.
I'm playing that card in every single Commander deck ever. I'm playing that and Armageddon in the same deck.
That is just in the collector boxes.
Wait, I thought you said there was only.
I thought every card was available in the commander decks.
Nope, that is one of the special 30 cards that are in just the Fallout treatment that is not in the commander decks.
Ooh, so they don't want you. They want you, if you're going to blow up lands, you got to pay $300+.
But
Wow,
that's a reprint. That is not a new card.
Yeah. It's a portal
price. That
reprint,
you,
right?
man. Singles, collectible singles in this set are going to pump, I bet.
I mean, I think that specific card, that's a weird one because it hasn't been printed since Portal 3 Kingdoms. That's like one of the capture of Jing Gao's. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Jin Zhao or Jin Zhao.
And that was a Commander Masters reprint that like everybody thought was going to be $70, and it's like $18.
I think it's less. I think it's 13.
Yeah.
I think the Portal 3 one is still $100+, but I think the Commander Masters one is like 13.
Yeah. But those are collector booster exclusive.
Wow.
I still think collector decks are the deal, man. You get those 2-card packs in the back. I think I think those are gonna. I think those.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that.
No, commander decks are
wild.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think the 2-card packs could be spicy.
So last, not in Doctor Who, but in Lord of the Rings, we saw different treatments that were not available in the collector packs.
Until
and that's
the
always
stupid reprint, and that made me in fuego.
Yeah.
That made me
that's always
super angry.
An interesting thing that could always happen.
I thought that treatment of the One Ring was going to be like the collectible of the set until they reprinted it.
Yeah, it was not.
That was such a misstep.
That was
such a misstep.
Yep.
Like that treatment only being available in the little 2-card pack was so freaking smart.
There were graded copies of that card going for big money.
Well, of course. I mean, like if you told me there's like the card from the set in a special treatment you can only get if you open up commander decks, 2 cards at a time. Like, dude, that card is going to be valuable.
Yeah.
And then they reprinted it.
Lots of the
3
online
months later.
Lots of the online
with no notification or discussion.
Yeah. Lots of the online conversation has been focused around Liberty Prime, which is the energy card, and it's like the first time we've ever gotten a commander that uses energy. Which is like, you hate that? Did you play standard in Kaladesh?
Teamer energy is like keeps me up at night sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my very first like discussion about Fallout Commander was this all seems incredible. Maybe except energy, depending on how they do it. And they released the energy commander. It's like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah, a 5 costs 8/8 with vigilance, trample, and haste.
Text on cards is bonkers. Text on cards is bonkers.
Democracy is non-negotiable. Interesting.
I don't know. Okay, you're a commander player, right? Everyone's deck. I had this conversation. I was on a call with somebody, a young man who plays commander. I had a conversation with him, and he's like, I'm building this new commander deck. He mentioned a very powerful commander. Big shout out, Colin. You know who you are. And he goes, it's a 7. And I go, oh, haven't you heard? Everyone's commander deck is always a 7.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, it's an extremely powerful commander, and everything's always a 7. How many 7 energy commander decks are you going to be forced to play against that just combo off on turn 3 forever?
Yeah, that's a very common thing with new commanders too that come out. Yeah. We saw the same thing with the Mole God that just came out. Like that deck is
Lost Caverns Mole God, right?
I think it's either Lost Caverns or it's in
Is it Murders?
It might be in Murders, I think.
Maybe.
And it's the same thing. It's just like the commander gets played and like you're the target. Like you become which is like honestly, frankly, the best part about commanders. Like if you come to the table with an overpowered deck, the table just has to target you. I think
but that's not what it's about, Louis. It's about the social experience.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think this is going to be the deck that is the one that sells the most, like the highest.
Okay.
Is the TCG player sale still going on?
No,
it lasted 1 day.
Yeah.
And it almost broke my tool. It was.
Josh is tool in the last day.
Is your tool okay, Josh?
Yeah. Luckily, it's strong enough.
There's always one commander deck that does like way better than the rest.
Always.
I think this
is the rule of WotC.
I really hope it's not the Mothman one, because I think the Mothman one is just going to sell like crazy
There's a
in my
Mothman
store.
deck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Mike made it?
No.
Are you going to then come on this podcast and tell us how across America that's the best selling deck?
Absolutely.
No, I
Like,
want to
in my store, I played against it 4 times today, Josh. Don't you tell me about what happens on Commander. I played against it 5 times today.
My
Louis.
jab was a little more subtle. That was pretty on the nose.
I don't do subtleties. In case I know that for all you new listeners, subtlety, not my love language.
Anyway, I think this one, because here's the thing, this is like the easiest deck to throw down on the table and play, right? Like, and that seems to be like the commander deck that's just like out of the box the strongest.
I'm excited about the Mothman deck.
It's cool. I want to do a Mothman event at my store. I haven't said this on the podcast because I don't want other stores to steal the idea, but
Nobody know who you are.
I want to do a Mothman event where you have to buy the Mothman deck and everyone's just playing the Mothman deck against each other. Because
Would that be terrible?
It's all radiation. So it's just
the worst event ever.
It would
Would
just
that just be an awful event? Nothing but mirror mech?
But how
it would be a blast.
will you walk around in a safety suit like the store? There's rads everywhere.
Mothman. You have to
There's rads everywhere.
You have to dress up as the MetaZoo Mothman too.
You can give everybody MetaZoo Mothman as proxies to run as their
Sure, why
commander.
not? It's free.
It's free.
Here you go. Here's a dead TCG. One of the many.
I gave away. We had our 1-year celebration this weekend, and I gave away a bunch of prizes. And one of the prizes
Were they all MetaZoo?
One of the prizes was a MetaZoo box, and I said, "No, I'm just joking. I got a real prize." And then I dropped the MetaZoo box like 6 times on purpose, and then somebody won it, and they're like, "No, I don't actually want it."
Did you, when you started your channel, did you see a world where you outlived MetaZoo?
Yes.
I didn't. I didn't see a world where I
didn't see a world where I personally would outlive MetaZoo, if I'm being honest with you. That's actually a miracle on both sides.
I got the old storage sign is still in my garage.
God, I forgot Cavdane's Market, the best.
Yeah, and
the best.
What a horrible name.
How dare you?
Listen, this
Gamer
sign,
Grove is a
Gamer Grove is a
incredible.
great name, and Cavdane's Market is only a little bit better.
You want to know my regrets in life? This sign says Cavdane's Market, Taze Valley's local game store. 4 logos, right? Flesh and Blood, MetaZoo, Warhammer.
Warhammer.
5 logos, Pokemon and Magic. But the top 2.
You're 3 for 2. Like, you're passing. Mostly.
And I have and for some reason that sign is still in my garage, and every day I get to see that.
That's amazing. You can put it in your window, like in front of your house.
Yeah.
Louis, I told you, you gotta keep your failures near to remind you. Always remind yourself.
I painted this.
What?
No.
Wait, what?
It's not paint, right? It's just gum.
It's just bubble gum.
Yeah, it's just bubble gum, right?
If I visit you and that's not bubble gum, I'm gonna be very
It's
upset.
a medium end abstract artist.
All right, let's keep going.
If I visit you and that's not bubble gum, it will have bubble gum on it before I leave.
I'm thinking about changing it. Should I put up the artwork I'm thinking about changing it to? You want to have the
Not live.
Yeah, while Louis introduces the next topic, yeah, go for it.
Well, George lied about his bubblegum painting, and just like George, some guy lied in a commander game in Magic the Gathering, and it's the only thing Twitter cares about this week.
This was the wildest story.
crazy. This was absolutely insane.
What happened, George?
Some guy lied and brought in the standard deck and said it was a commander deck, and like the whole internet would turn against him.
Here's how we know you're lying. Nobody except for me owns a standard deck. And yeah, I bought one
modern.
for
I meant
Magic
modern.
on Chicago, and I regret it.
Are you playing the 70K?
No.
Is it a 70K? So my mom asked me if I was playing this weekend in the Magic tournament. She goes, "You're going?" She's like, "You're going to a convention this weekend, aren't you?" She's like, "You're going to a convention this weekend, aren't you?" I was like, "It's not really a convention. It's a Magic like event." She's like, "Oh, are you playing in the event?" I was like, "Probably not."
I'm playing a game called Guess the Card, Win the Card.
Yeah.
I am gonna.
I do now.
I will. I'm gonna try to jump into a bunch of 4 to 8 round side events all day long because that seems like a lot of fun.
I'm just going to be annoying you with Guess the Card, Win the Cards the entire
No,
time.
you and me have to do the 2-headed draft or two-headed sealed where you get a box.
I'm in.
You just get they give you a booster box, and they're like, play sealed.
It's going to be amazing how much better this game Josh is than you. It's going to be
Can you imagine me and Josh having to make decisions?
God.
Hold on. Can we save this for the topic of? You guys just want to go to that topic since we're here?
I've already given them enough of what they need to know about that topic.
We'll go back to the lying in Commander. We'll go back.
Yes,
we're already here in Chicago.
We'll lie to you and say we'll go back to the lying, and we'll miss it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was an event. I haven't looked at any of the events yet. It's Tuesday. I think on Thursday.
I called you today, and I the reason I called you is because for the first time I was like, ooh, I'm legitimately excited. Like, this is close enough where I'm getting really excited for this.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Magic event like without other concerns since GP Milwaukee. Like
GP Milwaukee.
Yeah. That's how long ago it was a Grand Prix.
I forget Milwaukee's a place.
Milwaukee's GOAT.
The Midwest for trading card games is insane, buddy.
There's nothing else to do.
We're so good at card games because you have to stay inside all the time.
I will say
you guys would be great if you could read. You got nothing to do.
That's true.
Yeah, we got the outdoors. You guys can't go outside because it's too windy.
You call that the bathroom.
God, I could absolutely see Louis having an outhouse. Absolutely.
We have plumbing. Like when I go in my house and I turn on my shower, Louis, it doesn't leak it's just like my shower just goes.
Too soon. You're a dick and too soon. So I didn't look at anything. And I also thank God I'm going with 7 other people because I didn't plan. Like, I booked our Airbnb 3 months ago. I haven't thought about it. Like, everyone's like, did you get parking? Did we rent a car? What time are we leaving? I'm like, oh, I don't know the answer to any of that. I know I have a place to stay and I'm driving my car. So what do you like? Let's
what else?
We're leaving at 5
and
o'clock.
Once you're in Chicago, you don't need to rent a car. Uber's a thing. Like,
yeah. I'm excited, but I might play I'll do that event with you. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be really good content too.
Are you playing the 70K, Louis?
No, I don't even, George. I don't even know what format the 70K is.
It's standard.
It's
a standard.
That's stupid. That's silly.
No, it's not. It's awesome. Have you the standard format right now is so good. The standard, buddy. If you want to scream Pauper from the Hills, the standard format right now is so good.
I bet
it's so good.
I am all for standard, but I can't get it to go at the shop, so I've tried.
Doesn't work in West Virginia.
All
Mothman Commander though.
I want to do
no one rings.
I want to do a
soul rings. No soul rings.
I want to do a Pauper event. That's probably what I'll do, and I'll do that.
You bring your elves deck?
Of course.
You're bringing multiple Pauper decks for me to use, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a very
that was the most now I am answer ever.
No,
you said you were. We talked about
an outdated affinity deck that you can use.
I thought you have a bunch of stuff from. But don't you have a bunch of decks?
Yeah, but you like playing good decks that are meta.
No, buddy. You what? How do you not know this about me?
Come on, Lou.
I play the most meme fun cards that I enjoy. And just either make it work or lose the game. I want to have some fun playing Magic.
The guys that are coming with me all will bring a bunch of decks too. We'll get you.
How many thought casts can I cast in your affinity deck?
As many as you want. There's 4 of them in the deck. Can you play that more than once? I don't.
Do you have any way to pull it back from the graveyard? Beligan Recovery?
It's been a long time since I played that deck, but it is just because I know you're concerned. It is foiled out in original foil because why wouldn't it?
That was when playing a tournament type of all commons. That is my concern, and I appreciate that. Yeah. Will I be able to flip my skateboard over the ramp that is that deck? I'm sure.
Maybe.
Are you bringing your skateboard, Louis?
No, I thought about it though. I did think about it today.
Are you buying the Bear Walker MetaZoo one?
No.
I would skateboard around with you.
That is a scam. It's $200. Why do they think anyone's going to buy it for $200?
So I kind of want one. Then I saw the price. I was like, I'd pay like $50 for one.
$50, I'd buy 4 of them.
So what price would you...
That was awesome, dude. That was awesome. You're the best. You're the GOAT. You broke George. You broke him.
There's only 3 of them.
George is rebooting.
I don't know what I'd pay for one. The problem is also I don't know what I would do with it. Like I want one, but like
what do you mean break your ankle on it?
No,
wait, no, there's no wheels.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually skateboard those either. Like
what?
They're engraved. They're like
engraved.
They're engraved.
You can. It's just you ruin them. But that's the point of a skateboard deck.
But how do you put grip tape on it?
Yeah, Josh.
Is it underneath? Is the engraving underneath on the bottom?
Are you talking about the engravings on the top?
I don't know. I don't own one. So I don't know. I assume
High five.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, it sounds like they got done dirty.
Josh, can you tell me something?
I'd love to. There's so many things I would love to tell you, but none of them are appropriate for this podcast.
On Grand Prix and Magic Fest, do people bring like trade binders and sell cards like from backpacks, or can you only do that if you have a vendor?
You can bring your card sorter. You can bring your card sorter.
The last time I went to an event was Grand Prix Milwaukee, so I made that clear. That was
last year, right?
A million years ago, and yes, because there was no Discord, there was no online communities I was a part of. So yeah, now I'm going to bring some stuff.
Okay, cool. What are you bringing?
Everything. Nothing. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever I throw together last second before I walk out the door.
Scam Josh out of his cards right now.
I want to trade with him. I do want to trade with him.
You're bringing Brothers War serialized artifacts for me, aren't you?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Will you take that crap off of my back? Like that stuff sucks.
Yeah, I'm. What is it? I'm a store. I buy list at 60%.
You got it, baby. You got it. I'm bringing.
I've got a box of sorcery that's supposed to go to a channel member around here somewhere that I can part with.
I got a bunch of alpha that I'm bringing.
I have no alpha that I'm bringing.
That's what I'm bringing.
I saw your video. It was all about alpha. Nobody cares about alpha, so I'm lugging alpha across the country and hoping someone cares about it.
It's not that far across the country. It's like a 12-hour drive.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wait, what's going on?
It's 7. What
happened?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Some guy drove 12 hours to your store to sell alpha?
No.
Oh.
Sometimes I wonder what goes on
They
up
just
here
during
this podcast. Is it like a Tweety Bird thing?
At best, at the absolute best, it's like Tweety Bird.
I'm gonna bring some alpha, and I'm gonna bring some. I've got Masterpiece, like a Soul Ring.
God,
and
Masterpiece Theater was such a great thing.
I gotta trade those. I gotta get rid of those.
I gotta get rid of this because this is getting
that card's pumping. How is Dominaria United so cheap?
I don't know.
Do you play that standard deck? Is that the deck you play?
No, there's the reason I don't play that deck is I'm not paying $400 for 4 of those to put in a standard deck. I'll play anything but something that plays a Sheoldred.
It's wild. Okay, back to the guy who lied in Commander.
Modern deck.
All right, George. So in Commander, you can make deals with people, right?
Yeah, I knew that part.
And this guy, I don't, Josh, you know what the tournament value was?
No idea.
1K.
I was annoyed by the Twitter discourse overflowing me, so
I couldn't get away from it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
MTG Twitter sounds like a horrific place. I can't imagine.
Some guy,
dude, it's a wonderful place.
Some guy went a lot too far and compared this guy to the. Can we say his name on here?
No,
to Voldemort. To Voldemort.
To real life Voldemort. Yeah.
German Voldemort.
He did not.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
He did not.
Way too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too far.
Way too far. God.
Magic Twitter
is so freaking awful.
It's a sensitive, wild place.
So this guy made a deal. It's a top 8. I think it was top 8 of a CDH tournament, competitive EDH tournament.
Yes.
And he made a deal, and apparently the deal was like,
I just wondered what the C stands for.
Competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently the deal he made was like, I won't win next turn. If you let this resolve, I won't win.
Okay.
The spell resolved, and then he proceeded to win.
I thought that was okay. I thought that was totally okay in Commander. Is it not?
Well,
it's legal.
That has been the conversation. Is like, should lying be legal in competitive Commander?
Who says no to that?
Well,
Basically,
the
all of Twitter.
entire Commander community.
Really? That surprises me.
There's a quote from a really famous competitive Magic player that's like, don't you know, in this format, there's an added mechanic where you can just lie to people to make them not play as well as they can, and then you can win. Like, that's his statement about Commander, and seeing that like in real life was hilarious.
My understanding of Commander or competitive EDH is that
two different things.
Correct. I knew that. Is that it's like a game of Risk combined with Magic. No.
Not too far off.
I'm very confused because I was told close and wildly far off, all in.
I mean, you're making deals, you're forming alliances, and then eventually you're breaking those alliances because only one may stand. So,
God,
in that sense,
Risk is such a freaking good game. All I want to do now
Risk is good.
Risk.
It's so toxic. It's so toxic.
Instead of this stupid podcast, would get 10 times the amount of views.
We would be so
500 times more fun.
Shout out to Andrew. Remember Andrew, the my best friend who stole my girlfriend Emily? Shout out to Andrew and I. We used to play.
I forgot all about Emily. I forgot about Emily. How did I forget about her?
We used to play Risk for like 7 hours. Like the
and
game.
He stole your girlfriend.
You're talking about Risk as Commander, and my answer was no, because I don't think I've ever played Risk with more than 2 people. Like I think I've only
really?
Really? I don't think I've ever played Risk with anybody other than Andrew.
Oh, you're missing out, buddy. It's a lot of fun.
Risk with 2 people.
I don't know. I loved it.
It's just playing high roll.
We had Lord of the Rings Risk too. Like, oh, it was so good. So good. Anyway.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you make a whole YouTube channel bashing on Risk for not leaning into their own IP, but rather getting Lord of the Rings?
That is
I did.
Not what my YouTube channel is.
Man.
And also it's completely different.
It's that and guess the card, win the card. Exactly.
Dude, I'm not going to criticize guess the card, win the card. That content is not only incredible, but it is pumping.
I'm like, yeah. Wait, only with 2. I'll be honest. I didn't know
Louis, that's the craziest thing I've ever learned about you.
That it also explains everything.
Yeah.
That might be where some of this internal anger and angst comes from.
This guy lies and then wins, and then Twitter just goes after him, and he's like defending himself on Twitter. He's like,
"Oh, don't do that."
He's like, it was a legal play. He's like, what was I supposed to do? He claims he didn't see the line. He's like, sorry guys, I didn't see the line. I can actually win here, and he wins. And everyone's like, oh, the lie play. I didn't see that one coming. Blah 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 blah. Everybody's pissed at him. He's like, what did you want me to do? Not win when I had the ability to win because I didn't see it.
Where do y'all come down on this?
So here's where I come down on it. It's completely legal and it's okay, but nobody will ever trust you ever again. So you shouldn't do it if you actually care.
That's the Risk argument.
About if you actually
somebody
care about
will
your
trust
integrity.
him again.
No.
Why? Like, hold on.
Somebody who doesn't know it.
Finish that statement. If you actually care about your integrity as a human,
yeah. Listen. How are you gonna get a spouse to trust you if you're lying in a game of Commander?
Well, didn't know that was where it was going.
Louis, are you gonna steal this guy's girlfriend?
Do you think he's from Germany, Louis?
Are you gonna steal this guy's girlfriend right now?
Shout out to Andrew. He's calling Andrew to do it.
The whole time it's Andrew.
I should have known.
I can't believe you yelled at me for my intro, then did this, by the way. But that's okay.
No, I don't know, man. Like you can't no one's gonna ever play. Now his face is plastered all over Twitter. I mean, this guy probably can't
Those
play.
40 people on Magic Twitter are gonna know you forever.
Probably never. Imagine being this guy's LGS. He's gonna step into the Commander pod this week, and people are just gonna leave. They're gonna be like, "No, we're not playing with you." He's gonna have to start playing a new game.
Shout to sorcery.
You think he'll be at Magic Fest? I'll teach him.
Hold on.
It's called Magic Fest.
We don't do this often, but on this podcast, do you guys want to give Wizards some free advice?
Sure.
I'm in.
Secret Lair.
Outlaws. No, even better. Outlaws at Thunder Junction's coming out. His face on a wanted poster. If it's not, I'm out.
Oh my god! How do you
if
not
they
make
don't-
that and tweet that right now before the podcast goes live? You have to do that. You'll get 1 million.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Whoever's doing our Twitter page can do it then.
Shout out to our Twitter guy.
Do we know who that is?
I have no clue who that is, and they keep it going. And listen, there's going to be a day when we regret letting it go.
I remember
Oh,
saying
me
that while you said this was a bad idea.
I'm all for it right now because it seems very pro me, and that's gonna turn.
Is it really?
It's gonna turn.
How they
It's
feel
got to
about
be
me?
Josh then. Nobody else is pro Josh other than Josh, right?
I don't know. Maybe everyone who isn't a millionaire who
Everybody
watches
sent
the
me
podcast.
screenshots of your stupid play booster being not a draft booster comments getting roasted. Everybody knows it's a draft booster. Everybody knows it's a draft booster.
I did not do that.
You know what?
I did not do that. So George just lied to you.
Yeah.
Whatever that guy on the Commander game was, George heeded that.
I said if there was a Commander player, this would be George. This would be it.
I would
He'd be
never
like,
play Commander.
He'd be like, guys, I can't win. I can't win at all.
I have too
I
much respect
didn't
for
see
myself.
it.
He would not see it though.
No, I also would not be close to winning. That'd be the other
It would be
problem.
George without the win. He would say, I can't win next turn,
I'd
and he would beat it.
I'd lose. I'd lose the next turn.
I don't know. I think.
Hey, can you guys kill me so I can go get a chili dog?
Oh, I love chili dogs.
I love
God,
a
I
good
love chili dogs.
Shout out Sonic the Hedgehog.
Josh, do you think it was okay?
This is why I hate Commander. This is an entire microcosm of everything I hate about Commander. You know what would have prevented this?
Rules.
Everyone just playing Magic to the best of their abilities. And this
I mean,
is
that's
not
what
a
they're
thing.
doing. That's
No,
what
they're not.
doing.
No, they're not. They could have stopped the play. If the correct play is to stop the play, and you don't stop the play because someone looks and goes, "Hey, friend, I'd prefer if you don't stop this play." You're not playing. You're not playing Magic.
So
I don't know what you're doing. We're not playing Magic.
I will give you that. Like, if this was a modern tournament, and you looked at your opponent and they cast a spell, and you're like, "I can counter that," but like, are you going to win if I don't? And they were like, "No, I'm not going to win if you don't counter
But
it."
essentially, it is. It's a C EDH
Right,
tournament.
so, like, put yourself in the modern
Competitive.
shoes. Let's pretend this is a modern tournament. Is it fine? Is it like against the spirit of the game?
No, what?
It's just bluffing.
Nobody's
right?
but nobody's
It's just-
asking that question when you play Magic. Real Magic, you're not asking that question.
Is it just poker though? Like at this rate?
No,
should
you're
we
not
just-
like, "Hey, let me cast this. I promise you I can't win." That's a phrase that's not uttered. That's not something that's
Never
uttered. It's so
Unutterable.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's any competitive Commander is the dumbest thing, and I hate
agree
it
with that.
so much. If you're not gonna do the only thing that's good about Commander, which is just sitting around BSing with friends, then
I agree with that.
what are you doing?
This is a good take.
What are you doing?
My shop's getting really into Canlander, Canadian Highlander, which is like Commander, but all the ban list is like not banned, and it has like a point system, so you can play Black Lotus and all these like Power 9 cards and stuff. And they're getting really into that.
We
Not
should
looking forward
when you're out here, we should
I'm
play
not gonna lie
Rush.
to you. I thought it was Commander, but anybody who was a designer from Canada, their cards are banned. I was like, what a wild format that must be. Like what an in-depth format where you randomly single-handedly like ban cards from one country. like what did Canada do to you? Jeez, oh flip.
What were you gonna say, Josh?
No, we should play Rush while you're out here.
Yeah.
Rush is so much fun.
God, it's a great band.
I don't know what Russia is.
Rush is a great. Every once in a while, I go through a phase where I'm working, I'm writing a lot of code, and I just have Rush going all the
I think
time.
it's Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam's great
Chicago
too.
band.
Pearl Jam's
Pearl
way
Jam-
better than Rush.
Absolutely.
It's close. I don't
No,
know. It's close for
close.
me. For me, it's
Not
close.
close.
I
Not
like
close.
Pearl Jam and I like Rush. It's close.
Rush is a budget version of Pearl Jam.
Well, you had me the first half.
Yeah.
I was with you in the beginning.
Who has more Spotify listeners?
Oh, definitely Pearl Jam.
Do you think so? Do you think it's that? Maybe it's because Rush
Ru-
fans
Rush-
can't figure out that dang nab internet.
Rush
All
has
the Rush
4
fans are dead.
million. Rush has
Yeah.
4 million.
Yeah, Rush fans can't figure out that dang nab internet. I get on a Rush kick, man. I do that Rush. I get on a Green Day
Wow.
kick every now and
Okay,
then.
Rush has 4 million. What do you think Pearl Jam has? Go.
12.
12 million.
12.
Wow.
Oh, George.
Wow. You guys were close. 13.6.
How many does
George.
Tay have?
I don't know, but I love that we can just judge bands by the amount of followers they have.
Absolutely. That's how
love
you know they're
that.
good.
That's how I judge my YouTube channel. That's how I know I'm failing.
I don't know what Tay has, but Blink-182 has 19.4 million.
That surprised me, to be honest.
Better than Pearl Jam.
Better than Pearl
That
Jam.
that really
Better than
surprised
Pearl
me.
Jam. Blink-182 is great.
I'm going to see him soon. I'm so excited.
Nowhere
Again?
near as good as Pearl Jam.
You're going to see him again?
Is
this
this
number every
$100
year?
tickets?
We're gonna go every year.
At this point, how many pairs of your panties do they have?
They would love that. They would love that.
I would love that. I'm hoping you sign a pair and leave it with me.
God, you should ask him to come on the podcast.
Can you guess the card, win the card on the front of them, and give it to me? I'll hang them up in the back of videos, I swear.
All right. So we're all on. George says it's okay to lie. Josh, you
George,
say
I don't know. I thought
It's
that was
clearly okay to do it.
Wait,
He played a competitive Magic tournament and didn't break the rules.
So when I played Risk, when I was in undergrad, which was like our go-to game, that and Warhammer,
with one other person.
that is wild, Louis. That is the wildest thing that has ever been said on this podcast.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That is just playing high roll.
One person,
wild.
man. Oh, that sounds
We
awful.
also
Stopped playing when I got
12
to 2
years
people.
old. We were like 12. We didn't know how to play.
No difference. There's no excuse for this.
No, you're wrong. There's a difference then, because you're so tied up in it. You're just having fun.
We had like multiple boards. I mean, these were like.
Oh, so you weren't playing Risk. You were just playing high roll
I don't know
with
what
a
we were
bunch of
playing.
figures.
It was.
I don't know, dude. It sounds awesome. The more you describe it, the more awesome it sounds. I'm
We're
gonna be
having
honest
opposite
with you.
reactions to this. So when you play Risk, you set the rules up front if you're allowed to lie or not.
But like, what
I thought
if
that's
you
what
I
happened
would
in
not
Commander.
play with you if you were like this is what I do in Commander. If you break a deal with me, the rest of the day,
So
I'm just.
I had this. All right, you ready?
Like, the rest of the day, I don't care what's happening on the board. I'm just ruining your day and making it so you can't play.
So I had a friend named Lane in undergrad. Shout out to Lane, big fan of the podcast. I have not talked to him in 22 years, probably. And he, oh my God, it's been
You
20
should
years.
call Lane tomorrow. You should call.
Absolutely, absolutely.
call him.
And he had that policy.
You think his number's the same?
Absolutely. My number still is.
Yeah.
Do you think he's got a home number? Are you calling his like home number, like landline? It was 22 years ago.
So when I got my first cell phone on graduation
Cell
day,
phones 22 years ago.
barely. That was a big gift. That was my big gift for college graduation.
I did not have a cell phone 22 years ago.
So Lane had the policy in Risk that if you lied once to him, you were done forever with him. Like you can you will never make another deal with him. We're done so.
And they haven't spoken in
And that's
22
why they
years.
haven't talked to
That's why I
20
haven't talked to him in 20 years. And like it's funny, like the policy worked. Like nobody broke deals with Lane. Now you could have the trick with this was you had to make very complex negotiations, right? You have to give 3 turns before I'm allowed to break the trust, et cetera, et cetera. It worked.
Yeah.
I thought that's what was Commander.
That is
I'm just lying to Louis all weekend. Not even about Commander stuff now.
Like
I'm just
I
lying.
can't wait
this is
for
the crime
Commander.
capital of the United States.
Yeah, you're in a safe part of town.
Yeah.
Sure.
I saw a documentary about those apartments down what do they call the O something? Like the apartments that have all the shootings in Chicago. Not great.
Okay. Yeah.
Not great. I
We're
would not want to
nowhere
live there.
near that.
That
We're
is
nowhere
not
near
good.
that. You're fine.
I did
Not
not
worried
leave
about
that with a good impression.
Not worried about it. Okay, let's move on to the last match.
Where are you guys going for your pizza?
Priscilla?
Malnati's.
Per quads?
Isn't it Priscilla's? Isn't that what it's
Okay.
Portillo's? Portillo's?
No.
That's for the beef?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go wherever Josh tells me to go for food. Pretty much anytime.
Home.
Home? What do you mean?
Go home, grab lunch, come back to the convention center.
No.
Oh,
That is
I want you to know
not how living rolls.
I see this coming like a freight train.
That's
I
fine.
know.
You want to go home? That's fine. This
No,
is
no.
a business trip for me.
West Virginia home,
This
buddy.
Oh no!
Fly your
Ow,
ass home.
Ouch.
12-hour trip. No, 12-hour trip. Grab a sandwich. Come on back. You'll feel refreshed. You'll have some time to yourself. I'm looking out for you. No, I got some places in mind. George, you know when people visit, I am a cheapskate except when people visit.
Josh,
I know. I remember Wolf very fondly.
How's the food truck game out there?
Probably
In
where
February
we're
in
at.
Chicago, really strong.
Not great.
Really strong February in Chicago.
Yeah, you could be in the business. Now, you could tell me a story where it's a big convention, so maybe there'll be some stuff out there. But normally, like downtown during lunchtime in the business district, it's pretty good.
I'm a big
winter's tough, dude. No, winter's tough, dude. It's cold. It's cold downtown.
He's a food truck person.
Why do you like? What do you have?
Food trucks are great.
I like food trucks. I just can see like Louis that being his thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you eat at Buc-ee's, you dingleberry. Like I can eat at food trucks.
Buc-ee's is definitely not a food truck. Have you go?
I left the Streetlight Manifesto concert after being in a mosh pit for hours.
Are there Buc-ee's between here?
What do food trucks
path?
We'll send you pictures.
Oh my God! You could do guess the card, win the card with the person behind the counter.
I'll do guess the
if
card.
The beaver, do it with the beaver.
Yeah, I'll do a guess the card, win the card, and Buc-ee's just for you.
Or do like guess the brisket, win the brisket.
Interesting. Wild Wild West set. So we have some spoilers. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about these because we're retailers.
You're not. Don't show any images.
But I want to, and they're already out there.
Wait, I'm confused. What's going on?
So another retailer spoiled the images. So okay, hot take. Here we go. Let's get into it, baby. I love this take. So this has never happened that I know of. Now, let me give a caveat. I could just be a very poor business owner and not ever have gotten the email other than this time. I have 650 unread emails. That would not surprise me.
That's wild. In your business email?
I mean, I have my email app that's connected to all 7 of my email addresses, so I don't actually know.
Oh my God, do you really?
Yeah, that's what my phone looks like.
You gotta drop Techno Rave King as an email. Like, let that one go.
Anyway, so they sent out an email that was like, "Hey everybody, here are the Thunder Junction images. Don't share it with anybody. Make sure you don't post it anywhere. But here's all the images for Thunder Junction. It's not valuable until next Friday."
Wait, this Friday? So you can hear it.
I don't know. I could look at the email, but I don't actually care that much.
That follows.
And so then, of course, what happened? It got shared on Reddit and Twitter and everywhere.
Even though I said not to?
This. Yes.
They lied? It's like Commander players.
So I think that they were like, hey, we need to move on from Murders at Karlov.
Why?
Let's move on from that.
I heard the set's doing great.
And so then they sent this out to retailers so that it got leaked and we could start talking about the next set.
God, Magic is so dead.
So that's why they'll never announce a massive reduction in collector boxes. They'll just tell it to stores and let it disseminate out that way. Yeah. Okay, you know what this really is, right? You're not thinking pink.
We can share them. It goes out on Friday.
You're not thinking Pinkertons enough, buddy.
You think the Pinkertons?
God, I hope Louis gets the Pinkertons from his house to his Chicago hotel room.
This is them embedding information into the images. So when they're leaked, they know where the rats are and they're going to come snuff them out.
Wow.
Everyone's getting different metadata in their JPEG images to their email. And when they hit the internet, they're going to know what game stores are leaking the information and they're going after them.
He changed like the space or a period or something and a couple of emails for who was leaking.
Wow. Yeah. Genius. Okay. Here's the kicker though. Outlaws of Thunder Junction looks kind of really cool. Not gonna lie. Yeah. It looks way cooler than I thought it was gonna. I've been pretty negative on the idea of a Wild West set.
The boxes look so good.
The boxes
are they in Discord?
And the commander decks look really good. Yes, they are.
Why don't you put it in Discord?
He did. The commander decks stop. The commander decks look really cool. And here's the kicker that I want to talk about. That play boosters are going to have a bonus sheet, which rumored is to be called Breaking News, which I would assume is like a wanted poster type thing. Similar to the Enchanted Tales.
It's going to be called Enchanted Tales 2 Electric Boogaloo.
These cards are reprints with new artwork and a front page news style frame that appear one slot per play booster. Okay, what's your take? What are these cards?
Wait, hold on. You want a card list?
I'll go first. They're instant speed cards. Breaking news, instant speed cards. Just like
I don't know.
Enchanting Tales were all enchantments and Brothers were all artifacts. These will be instants. And Force of Will.
That's a good card. That in double
I gotta do
season.
You know, if they do that, then it's playable and limited.
Sure. That's fine.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Force of Will is going to be a limited playable card in a standard release.
Doesn't make it standard legal, right?
No, I just don't see that happening. Maybe it will. That would be crazy.
Force of Will
That would be
banned
really
in
cool.
standard.
They did doubling season.
Yes, Force of Will is banned in standard.
Was it really?
Force of Will is like one of the
Very
most
much
powerful
so.
counter spells. Probably the most powerful counter spell in the game.
Maybe.
Okay, so like, I mean, what's something else? My point is like instant speed. It's the breaking news.
I hope it goes. I hope there's at least some wanted
We got
poster
it.
treatments. Maybe it's in here, but I want those to be your legendary creatures, your commanders.
Oh, that's
right.
definitely. I think that's
Like, I don't know if this is the spot for it. With the breaking news being the name, the rumored name of the set, I don't know, but I really want that to be.
I think
Instant isn't
a
bad.
showcase makes more sense for that. I think
These could all be breaking news. It could. Oh God, it's the new card type, the enchantment sagas. They could all be sagas because they could have different pages of the newspaper on them.
that could be.
That'd be weird. That'd be niche. I don't know. I like instant.
Those are enchantments, aren't they? Sagas.
Yeah.
So I just think like we saw.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw artifacts, we saw enchantments. What else have we seen? March of the Machine was March of the Machine was all legendary creatures, right? In that slot, Multiverse Legends.
Strixhaven Mystical Archives was all spells. I think it was instants and sorceries, wasn't it?
True, yeah. That feels like a different era though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of it feels like the foundation that started all this.
That's
though.
fair. I don't know.
I liked the feel of that one because the wizards. It's everything in that special line was all a spell. Like that was cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't give Magic enough credit for the theme wins there. That's cool. Like they do a good job with that stuff.
Yeah, that one would have been way better if it was just a Harry Potter set like it should have been originally. The other thing that looks super cool is the bundle looks so sweet. The bundle is so cool. It's George. I'll screenshot it. I'll send it to you because I know you won't be able to find it.
And that way he won't send you the metadata, so he's not the one who's leaking the cards.
It's in the general, George. It's a belt.
Wait,
It's a belt buckle.
Belt buckle.
It's a belt
That looks
buckle.
good.
It's cool. I think it's fun.
All right. Over under. Garth Brooks is in this set.
No.
We got Oko.
Wait, is Oko back?
Oh,
He's
of
back.
course he's back. You knew Oko was
Wait,
coming out.
I thought
in this
Oko was
set.
like super banned.
It's not the
That
same
card is super
card.
banned.
It's
Oh.
Oko's a character. So you meant different cards.
There's different
George.
Okos?
Oko, possibly Rakdos, and maybe Tibalt.
Children.
Now with a bundle has 9 play boosters
Yeah, that's been the way it is.
for this one set. Don't act like it's like the way it's been. This is
No.
the first set that has that.
No, it's not. It's not. Murders at Carlisle Manor also had that. It's so
the
good.
one. That's the one.
No, well, this will be the second. We were
That's
talking
right.
about
This
this.
will be the second.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's one set so far that's had that. One set
And
so far.
before that, they all had set packs.
Right, but now they're play boosters. I thought they had 9.
Which
I thought
are
they had 8
essentially
sets.
set
Just
packs.
set packs.
No, they're
Welcome-
draft packs.
Oh,
Well,
we almost
draft
had you. We almost
They're
had
draft
you.
packs. I thought they had 8 packs before.
No, they updated it to 9.
The dice on this could be Swago.
I like it when they give different dice when it's randomized. When there's
Yeah.
like a big chase one.
There should be, yeah, absolutely. Chase dice, goat dice.
Here's my disappointment. You guys
Here we
want
go.
me to FUD it up? Where's
Yep.
the FUD alert?
Where's the tweet? The
No
tweet
box.
is a new FUD alert.
Hold on, is this breaking news? Do I need to put up the tweet? Take this with a grain of salt, people.
No box topper.
Oh.
I don't think that's. I don't.
Do they know
I don't think that's a hot take.
That's
I
a
don't think
bummer.
there'll be.
Wait, is
What?
it like is it a Scoopy or is that like a guess?
It's
a
not.
guess.
It's not on the box. It's not a guess. Usually it would say there's a box topper on the box. They usually advertise that.
So does the Scoopy.
I don't know. I liked like the Lost Caverns had the box topper. I thought that was really good, and added like another slot of value. And I was hoping that this would have it. But
I opened a crazy good card in a box topper that I didn't realize was any good for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's wild. Commander players are nuts.
there's also no symbol of like serialized cards on here, which is interesting. That doesn't mean that like they won't add that, right? Like this could just be like an early thing that doesn't have that.
I think you're giving WotC too much credit.
That's fair.
I don't think they're going to go back in and hide the asset on the box.
I mean,
maybe they will. I don't know. I don't see it.
I'm still not changing my order. I'm going to under order this set. Okay. Anything else for Wild Wild West?
Do you and your Virginia Commander people want this? I don't want this thing. This thing sucks.
West Virginia, Josh. West Virginia.
Whatever.
Bring it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want it. All right. Let's
Some
move
store
on.
you are.
Let's
True.
talk about the sorcery dust system. So again, I'm right. It's Tuesday. If they announce things on Wednesday, we don't know any of this. But I want
But
to.
it's really funny.
It is funny. I want to speculate on what they could do because they keep saying the dust system's coming. So eventually they will have it, we assume. For those of you who don't know what the dust system is, I've got some dust codes here. Should we give
And
away?
he'll give away one to a lucky commenter.
No, I'm going to give away one. I'm going to read off the code on the podcast. It's the first person to get here and scratch
Well,
the code.
I
Wait,
know
can
who's
you
gonna
add
win. I know
dust
who's
to
gonna
your
win that
account
one right now?
already?
Dust code.
You can add dust to your account. Here's the numbers, everybody. 3, 4.
Hold on, I'm not there
7.
yet. I'm not there yet. Hold on.
No, don't steal the dust code, George. You jerk. 3, 4, 7, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 7.
Wait, 3 6s? It is a Louis code.
6, 8, 3, 3, 1, 1, 5, 8, 5, 9. There you go.
Long
Free dust code. They're long. Boom.
I'm going to go ahead and redeem that right quick. You told George not to do it, not me.
On the bottom
Promo shark, here I come.
on the bottom of the box, they have these little codes that you type in, and you get dust points, and you get 100 dust points per
25.
box.
25.
Definitely 100.
I think it's 25.
Definitely 100. Yeah, I know
Sorcery's #1 content creator versus Sorcery's #1 bozo.
that. I know
This
that.
is the challenge I
knew
was
more
here
about the
for.
spoilers than Louis did. Just ask him.
I track
I
the
am
number of boxes I open by my dust codes, and there's no way I did the math dividing by 25 versus just 100. So, it's definitely
Fingers are out, buddy. You're in
Yeah.
trouble. Here
he's
come the
also
fingers.
wrong, and like we all
Here
know
come the
he's
tippy.
wrong.
Here come the tippy taps.
And so you redeem these points, and then they're also apparently allegedly they have kind of said that you'll have events of which stores will be able to award dust points to the winners. So if you win an event, you'll get dust points, and it's a way to reward players as well as people who are collecting and opening boxes and that kind of stuff. And so then the idea is like you go to a website and you can redeem your dust for things. So I want to speculate on what some of those things might be. George, what do you want?
Hawaiian shirts.
They're definitely
But
gonna do
I want you to make them, not just promise them. You have seen what happens to these games before.
that. And you promised
Games who promise the Hawaiian shirt and don't deliver the Hawaiian shirt, not a great track record.
No, it's over. Your game will die.
They
if
die
you do that.
100% of the time, and sometimes they die just to die again.
Sometimes it's double death. Double death.
Sometimes they die and we're not sure they're dead yet, but they're dead.
I love that we're not sure they're dead yet. It is my favorite
No,
part.
buddy, we're sure.
Well, they haven't announced it.
Buddy, we're sure.
Just so they don't have to refund anybody.
That's because they announced.
That won't matter much when the CEO is like, "We're closing." Like
That's
I
because
don't
they
think the credit card
announced
company
that
will be
there's
like,
going to
"Oh, I
be
don't
an
know."
announcement.
He deleted it.
All right.
I hope they do playmats. I think playmats are a good idea for this.
I'm finally getting a nod from one of these darn indies. There's going to be a promo shark. I can feel it in me bones. There's going to be a promo shark.
I don't think there's going to be many promo cards. That's my hot take.
You're
There
right.
should be.
It's going to make the shark even rarer.
I think that they're going to focus more on sorcery marketing material things. So like I think that because one of the problems with this is that you have to justify it as a business, because they're going to have to ship this stuff.
Right.
They're going to have to ship this stuff. They're going to have to produce this stuff, and there seemingly is no price addition to points. It's not like you get 2,000 points and you get the option to buy a $25 shirt. It's like you're going to redeem these and it's going to be seemingly free. I don't know if you'll have to pay shipping. I don't know if you'll have to pay anything else. I have no clue. But at some point, they're going to be eating the cost of whatever this product is.
Yeah, that was my take. That I believe this is going to cause them to go out of business because they can't
really your take?
Financially support. Hold on, I'm not done reading. The ability to provide products for free after the consumer has purchased the booster box.
I don't think it's making about a business. Why do you think that, Josh?
You didn't send me a follow-up, Louis.
Louis, get on this.
Period.
Did you not tell one of us to take that take?
That was a joke.
You absolutely did.
Yeah, that's true. It was.
I do think that that's a legit, like when they're looking into
yeah.
this, that's a legitimately thing that they have to.
They could go out of business.
No,
Well,
not
like,
going to go business, but they
no,
have
but
to consider,
isn't the card the answer then? Because it's super cheap to produce, it's cheap to ship. Like promo cards, not inherently expensive to make or give out, right?
So you still have to have somebody who ships the card. You still have to have somebody who packages the card. You still have to. So I kind of think that this is gonna go like I think this is gonna go the line of products that they can drop ship. So things that they can have, you order it and it gets fulfilled from another, like T-shirts. You can do that in the United States, right? Like you can, like my shirts on my website. You can go to gamegrove.gg and order a shirt. I don't ship that. I don't have it in my possession.
It's not. Yeah, it's not sitting in your inventory.
Right. It is produced and shipped out and whatever. So I never have to touch the product. I think we'll see some stuff like that. Maybe they can do that with playmats. I don't know if that's a possibility. I do think playmats is a good one, especially for players and things.
Could you see a world where it's like a certain number of points you can get a booster box? I mean, because think about it, you've already bought if it's
the only Team Covenant has booster boxes. I don't think they'd want to go buy them from Team Covenant, so I'm not sure about that.
What if they force Team Covenant to fulfill the dust code orders?
I mean, they could have like some sort of deal with another company that fulfills things. I could see that happening. Again, that costs money though.
For every 100 points you submit, you get 1 month of Rudy patronage.
Though
I'm not saying that. My point is not that they're having financial problems. My point is that it costs money to do this. So there is a bottom line. I
was giving him a hard. I was messing with him, George. That's not his argument at all.
MSRP,
I don't think they're going to mail out I don't think one of the rewards will be like solid bronze statues that are life size. Like I don't think shipping is that much of a catastrophe.
No, but it'll start to add up.
But there's a value to every dust code, right? Let's just play the game. Let's say a box for sorcery costs $40 to produce. I have no clue what it would be. So let's say they make $50 or so off of selling a box to distribution or whatever. If a dust code equals to $5 of a value of a product, that's 10% less money that they're making from the value of their box that can get redeemed at any time. It's the same thing that happens for me as a business. If I have a lot of store credit built up, I have to remember that at any time somebody can come in and redeem $5,000 worth of store credit that my store owes people. And so like I have to have that ability to manage that and to have that, whatever. So
you have to keep that on hand at all times.
It's something you have to at least be aware of that stuff. So I think that puts a limit on what they can accomplish with the dust system, in my opinion.
I see what you're
saying into their model.
I'm sure it is. I don't know. We're just speculating on it, George. You don't have to get all.
I speculate that it was built into their model, and that won't be a problem. I will speculate on that.
I think we all speculate that. We're just kind of discussing the different things they can do and how that would fit into that model. And that's why I'm a firm believer on things like promo cards. They're already in that production process. They're super cheap to ship. Things like that. Everyone will want one.
That's to be the problem. I think they're trying to tone down the Tendy Town as a company as much as they can.
Well, I don't think they want the number one card in their game being a promo. I think like that's a bad model. We've seen that fail so miserably. Like you want the expensive cards in your game to be within booster packs.
Yeah.
Shout out Lorcana.
The GOAT.
I hate that the most expensive cards are D23 promos.
I love that. I got a bunch of sets. I could sell some sets.
You probably should.
But I don't know, man.
Up.
I don't see a world where the dust code can get you something that's more coveted than an alpha.
Absolutely, I can. Absolutely, I can.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we've seen
as long as your promo card's not again. I only use the shark because I have familiarity with it. It's not a crazy rare card. It's not super sought after. If that's your promo card, and there's only 25 of them ever, that's not going to come close to the value of an alchemaic 9, which I know is a phrase that you love, Louis. So I'm going to use it as much as humanly possible. It's not even going to come close to that value. You could print 10 of them. It's not going to come close to that value.
When do you think the Power 9 came into existence? Like the phrase Power 9. Do you think that was like an early Magic thing, or is that like later?
No, I think it probably a little bit later, but before
I think it's
you and I got
ridiculous that we had the power whatever in sorcery determined before the game was even released.
Well, you think about that. Shivan Dragon would have been part of the Power 9. Like, you go back in time.
Yeah,
dual lands and lotuses would have been useless. People were like, these cards are terrible. Like,
yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I think shirts. I think we'll see like backpacks. I think sorcery.
I don't like backpacks as an item. They're expensive to ship too, and expensive to make. Backpacks are real expensive.
I don't want to use MetaZoo as much as we're using MetaZoo here.
They could do Bear Walker. They could do Bear Walker skateboards.
Oh, hold on. Should they buy MetaZoo, and for every dust code you redeem, you own 1% of MetaZoo of the company?
No,
like sorcery, the sorcery community that would make just now owns MetaZoo.
That would make the dust codes worthless.
Listen, I would redeem a lot of dust codes to be like, I own some MetaZoo. I'd call Mike personally at that point. I'd be like, I own this company. Talk to me.
They could call Mike and be like, Mike,
how's your day?
I want Bear Walker and Revive.
But so here's
thinking about Mothman. It's a sorcery Mothman
deck.
Dude, I would be so stoked about a sorcery Mothman card. That would be sweet.
It'd be pretty cool.
There already kind of is Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal.
No. If the title of the card's not Mothman, I'm out.
Phantasmal.
Listen, my love for sorcery is very on the nose. It's a giant shark. It says on the card, giant shark. I want the card to say exactly what it is. Don't confuse me with these ethereal descriptions. Just say you're a big fish.
What is that card called? Phantasmal something.
George, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
Blind.
Fish.
Phantasmal Shade. It's totally Mothman. It's totally Mothman. You guys can't see it, but I can, and it's totally Mothman. It's already.
Oh, that's definitely. Never mind. My take was bad. That's definitely Mothman.
Are you actually looking at it? Because I just posted it.
No, not at all. I'm not going to go to the Discord.
It's definitely Mothman.
That's not Mothman. That is
in the sky, you dingusberry. In the sky, above the night, the thing that he's pointing at. Oh my God, are you blind?
He said that's a night.
What? What is your?
You know, with George, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the thing on horseback or if you were just talking about the scene. This is at night. This can't be at Mothman. It's at night, silly.
Wow. I don't know.
George, what are the odds you show up next week?
Depends on my back tomorrow. I'll be honest. I'm a little worried about tomorrow.
Josh, I don't think we see any sealed product. I don't think that will be it.
No, I don't think we do either. The only thing that sealed product has
do it so you can get a spoiler. Like if you turn in like 20,000 dust, you get a spoiler.
I would totally do that. I would buy dust codes.
Do you think you have the most dust codes? Right?
No chance. 0% chance.
Who's opened more sorcery than you?
Cold Foil Heroes has opened like probably 800 boxes of beta and alpha.
Wait, how many boxes have you opened?
120 alpha, probably 150 alpha boxes now.
Buddy, you got to get those numbers up.
I'm not
doing
beta because I'm not buying beta from Team Covenant to open boxes to not make much money. Like, I think it's not in the business
If you
model.
really love the game, you would.
Wow. If the game loved me back, I would be able to get my own boxes. How about that?
Wow. Wow.
Hold on. What are the odds this gets cut? George, what are the odds this gets cut?
No, I can make jokes. That was a joke. I can make jokes, and that was.
I agree. You can make jokes. I'm not sure that was one though.
It was. Have you ever heard my favorite thing to do? My Joey, the high school kid who ships cards.
Oh,
he'll be like,
he's all right.
He's like, I have to go. It's like he's been working for too long, and like I'm like, why don't you hang out and play? He's like, well, I gotta go do this thing. I'm like, Joey, you love that thing, but does that thing love you back? Are you sure? Are you sure that thing loves you back? I guilt him into staying and playing games. So
you're a good influence.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Yeah.
How's more doing?
Also, maybe you can make jokes. I'll say it. I wish you had boxes. You're Sorcery's premier content creator and a large game store from the game.
Okay, we've already done this. I don't want to do this again. I want
to discuss do they do more than once in a year.
Hometown TCG's position is not reflected in GameGrove.gg or Kitchen Table TCG.
I want dust codes.
It is with Captain's Market though.
Yes, Captain's Market backs me.
I want dust codes to be able to earn the right to buy boxes. That's what I want. The more dust codes you get, the more boxes
right
you
to
can
buy
get
boxes.
Yeah,
this is sounding more MetaZoo. This is sounding. Hey, you get a bunch of codes. We'll let you buy something that you might get sometime.
Yeah. Anyway. Next, anything else?
I have no idea what the was.
Dice. That was the other thing I was thinking. Like sorcery dice and counters. I think that'd be cool. But
I don't like game-specific counters.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like that.
I mean, I think it's still a good thing. Like people,
I just like a set of dice, just a normal set of dice.
People don't like it.
Have your best life.
Wait, hold on. If I'm not using game-specific dice, I'm not living my best life.
No, not at all. It's some boring dice.
George, tell us all about One Piece opening their own store.
All right. So first of all, I will not be in LA this week. I'll be in Japan. Sorry to everybody who.
Are you actually going to Japan?
No. What do you think?
I was also not going to LA. This was a Commander moment for you. I lied like Commander players do.
Gotcha.
Well, and hold on, let's go to Twitter, Louis.
That's right.
Let's go to Twitter and bash him.
I want our May This Be With You Twitter guy to defend me forcefully.
I'm going to compare George to a historical figure. I'm not going to tell you which one. But
please don't be Assad. And so the so the One Piece, the game, the TCG, is opening a game store. The first one. The first game store in Brighton, UK.
Why?
I heard a rumor that they're going to have a hologram of Diana, Princess of Wales there. I did not actually hear that rumor. That's a lie.
Yeah, I think you're touching
but
on
they
something.
should. They should absolutely have Diana there playing some One Piece.
Can we ask some basic questions for the listeners?
I got you. I've got you.
For the listeners who
I know all this information.
Time out. Better question. George, can you answer some basic questions?
Yep. You did not say correctly.
Where and what is Brighton? And is that a big city?
It's outside of London.
Okay. Like, is it like
as in LA is outside of Chicago?
Exactly.
Because like they're not.
It's not that big of an island. It's not that big of an island. There's a reason we kicked its butt like a couple hundred years ago. Get on our level.
It says Brighton is a thriving cultural hub. I've never heard of it. I am the king of thriving cultural hubs.
I know this from where you live.
Brighton's the West Virginia of England.
Brighton to London. It's like 50 miles away. That's fine.
47 miles south of London.
Yeah. Oh, so it's on the ocean. That's beautiful.
So it's like New Jersey to New York. Is that what this is? It's like the budget. Is it like the budget New York?
Are people in Brighton still fist pumping? Do you think
they want to be on the water? People love the water. It's a pirate game theme. It's a pirate theme, Louis. They can't be in London when they're pirates in the ocean.
So why are they doing this? They don't have product to sell because they don't make any product. So
you love that about games that don't produce sets and don't make boxes. This is
Why-
your thing. You should be loving One Piece.
what is their goal in doing this?
I mean, like, listen,
we saw Warhammer do this. Warhammer did this in the UK.
and it worked. I think it works better in the UK than it does here.
Do you know that Warhammer they started their whole like organized play network, and then after it was successful, after like 5 to 10 years of it being successful, they went and they put official Warhammer stores in the same like next door to the LGSs. Yeah,
there was one in Charleston closed.
Like
Like,
they
it drove me crazy.
literally marketed
Yeah.
like they literally stole the data of where their LGSs were. So they
Games,
could, they are
Games Workshop is a wild company.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I think One Piece is trying to figure out how to keep this thing rolling. Like they are the hottest game, maybe arguably other than Lorcana.
Rolling, they hating.
That's like you.
Why doesn't Lorcana Disney can't even
They
keep
have their own
stores
theme
open.
parks, Louis. They don't need their own stores. They have their own theme parks.
The Disney store in our mall is still like the circle is still there, and I get sad. No, it's closed.
I was like, oh my god.
The circle, the shape is
want-
still there.
You almost got me to go to West Virginia. I was like, I'm absolutely going to the nostalgia Disney store.
Dude, Disney stores were the best.
Absolutely. The pile of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Total goat.
It smelled good.
Did.
It's the one thing in West Virginia.
I think like One Piece is like One Piece clearly the hottest
Chicago
game they've
smells
ever
too. It's fine.
put out. And they're trying to figure out like how do I keep this train rolling?
Yeah, but like again, they're just gonna sell One Piece packs, or is it gonna be like there's not enough
suspect they'll
product to
sell-
fill a store with just One Piece?
I suspect they'll sell things that are like other One Piece items. It won't just be the TCG is my guess.
Not just the TCG.
I guess
Like,
they-
Well,
One Piece
they're
is a
doing
brand.
this so
right.
so inevitably, as
It's like the
Bandai
Pokemon
continues
store.
to Bandai, people can come to this podcast and tell us that the game is thriving. We just don't understand the overseas market. As soon as everything collapses,
Yeah.
this will give them that
First
out to
huge
be
in
able
Japan.
to shout.
Japan, yeah.
Japan's where every indie TCG is just booming
All the time.
all the time.
Metazu's
Metazu's doing great there.
Metazu's doing great in Japan.
Metazu's huge in Japan.
We all took the same line. We all jumped on the same boat. Right there.
My girlfriend goes to a different high school. You wouldn't know her.
So they're just trying to Nintendo
George, your
world
girlfriend
this,
shouldn't go to a high school, but
Yeah.
I just want to point out that that's not great.
right? That might make it at the beginning of the podcast.
That's right. That'd be great.
That's not great.
The intro's too good this week. That has to be the intro. Intro, because
Yeah,
I think you
that was
really
a pretty good
spiced up the intro, Louis. So I really appreciate that.
I love that you brought the energy for us today, Louis.
Yeah, that was great, Louis. Thank you.
So they're just trying to be a Nintendo store. So they'll have special
Yeah.
promos, right? They'll have
They haven't had special promos before. They've had these before. They have other ones, and like they don't have special promos that I know of.
they haven't had a store before either.
They have. They have. That's incorrect. It's not their first store, but
One Piece has had a store before?
yep. Do your research. They actually have several in the U.S. Do your research.
I didn't know we were talking about this until 30 seconds
Yeah.
before the podcast.
I can't help that you don't know the topics. Do your research.
Louis, we got to get better at like mentally reading George's One Piece topic every week.
Yep. This is the first one in the UK, Louis. In the UK.
So where's the
United
USA
Kingdom.
one?
They had one in New Jersey, I think, actually.
That makes sense.
This is the New Jersey. You got it, Louis. You nailed it. This is the New Jersey of
West
Europe.
Jersey.
And what did they sell there?
They have pop-ups all the time. They had boxes. They had pop-up boxes. There's a pop-up.
It was a pop-up shop.
Mhm.
That's different than
That's not- that's a-
shop.
Don't give away my secrets.
Mm,
Don't leak the DMs.
shh. So, I'm sorry, George. That's an incredible business idea.
Okay.
That is. That'd be great. Pokemon's
this
really
a-
doing well, so I think it'll really fly.
Is this a
I
love
pop-up
Pokemon
shop
right now.
or is this a real thing?
The one in Brighton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real shop.
Okay, so they haven't done this before then.
We have done this before. I think there's one in LA.
You just said it was New Jersey.
They've had more than one. They've
Yeah, you did say they had more than one. I must tell you both, I'm very confused, but I really
not.
hope it's a fun One Piece experience. I
wanna
hope
go. I want to go.
that you come out with 2 pieces.
I want to go. All right.
That's how much fun it is.
Lorcana.
My only
released
question is, why isn't it in Brindisi? If you want a town on the water, go to scenic Italy, go to Brindisi, open up a store. It'd be great.
What?
Josh, the
The hell's
resident.
Brindisi?
That's where I was
Josh, you
born.
are our resident Lorcana content creator. How excited are you for Inklands?
True.
George?
Yeah.
As my buffer, will you inform the third member of this podcast that I refuse to talk into the Inklands with him for any reason per my new contractual obligation?
I appreciate that. Louis, he says, because you were a jerk that time and every time, and you were a jerk beginning of this podcast. Go screw yourself.
I thought Louis brought the energy to be this podcast. I thought he's the only thing that got us through.
He was like, "Don't be so excited in the intro, you guys. We got to not have fun."
I don't think that's what he said. I don't believe that.
Basically,
we have it all in film, so we'll know. We'll go watch.
You can do my first intro as the intro to the podcast.
No. Louis, buddy, one of these days you're gonna do a dump on me and George. It's not gonna be pretty. You got a lot of film. You got a lot of footage.
I have to delete it all the time. My computer
keeps nothing.
I keep nothing.
Wait, you use a Mac, don't you? No storage.
I keep nothing. I wipe and I save everything to my desktop. My desktop, it's just.
You're the worst. Are you kidding me? Do
my computer goes slow because the desktop is too full, and then I get mad. And I literally start on the left and I click and drag. And I delete everything, and I say to myself, I should probably look at what I'm deleting, because what if I delete something important? And then I say,
I've done that.
Who's going to be mad at me? I own my business. Nobody's going to be that upset.
There's no consequences for my actions. Yeah. I own my own business.
I deleted something. I'll make it again. Oh no.
Yeah, but doesn't it annoy you when you have to go back and do it again? That's my big. No, that's what gets me.
I don't. Everything is saved in the cloud.
Did you ever watch that show, The League?
Yeah,
I love that show. I love that show.
Great. That show is so great.
Good.
To the cloud.
The League is
that's a good one.
GOAT tier. Okay. Inklands doing great.
Josh, I guess. Bye, Josh. We'll talk to you later. George, do you want to talk about Inklands then?
I do. Inklands is GOAT.
Yeah. What are
just Louis? Is that the content you were hoping for? Did you get it?
No.
All right. So let's talk about this. Let's get into it. We have not talked about it.
I'm excited about it, and now you guys never want to talk about it because of one joke on the podcast.
Oh my god! So they wrapped the boxes in Lorcana wrap.
Yeah, and they didn't tape it with sticky tape.
So I would like Lou to apologize to Ravensburger for saying they wouldn't get the right.
It's their third set.
I never said that they.
You said they wouldn't be able to learn. That was your big fear. Like, they might not be able to get it. They might not be able to get it right. They won't be able to pivot.
Wrong. I said that they proved it wrong when they announced they would wrap it.
He said that they proved it wrong when they started taping the boxes. He said they understood that they had to do something
because they're GOAT.
Yeah,
they're not. If they were GOAT, they would have released the first set correctly the first time.
I'm Team Lorcana as GOAT now.
Yep, bingo.
It's not the GOAT. It's great. It's not the GOAT.
I am fully Team Lorcana now. Lorcana, we fire draft every week. We have 12 to 15 players every week.
All it takes is for the West Virginia market.
I remember somebody saying last week on this podcast, if the tendies come, Louis' passion follows.
No, it's not
and this is perfect evidence.
I mean,
all that has to happen is like 7 people in West Virginia.
And it's successful. It's good. I'm all in, baby.
Lorcana is doing great everywhere. Like, Lorcana's not like...
The singles market's doing really good. I got an enchanted Cinderella traded in the other day. I'm going to grade that crap.
I will say this. Like, I figured Lorcana would be very big very quickly.
Who are people grading with?
It has far exceeded my expectations.
Yes.
It is. I mean, I think it's the second biggest game on the market today. And if it's like...
That's a tough sell.
I don't know why. Like, they sell way more on TCG Player. Way more.
They don't. It's pretty
by dollars. They sell way more. By your own data, they do.
Yeah, but the first chapter data, as far as dollars are concerned, is drastically skewed.
You can go first, second, or second set.
No, you can't. You cannot go second set. No, you cannot.
They sold more.
Josh, can you take the data from that you calculated from 2023 of all Pokemon and all Magic the Gathering and all Lorcana and put it in a spreadsheet so we can please move on from this terrible,
I don't have to put it in the spreadsheet. I busted my hump and my channel members pay server costs. And you can go to cardboardfinance.com
lovely lady,
and you can look at all of the data from these games. You can click the summary button on the game and you can see it'll show you all of the sales numbers for that game.
You can just do like in general. Oh, Magic
So-
summary, right there.
Magic
Lorcana
summary, and
summary?
that's every piece of Magic information that's ever been tracked that's in the data vault right now.
Okay, so and you started them all at the same time, right?
No, because Lorcana
Yes,
wasn't the
they
game
were
that
all.
started.
They all wouldn't have been the exact same. And there's a missing Pokemon release. The last Pokemon release is not updated in production.
Nobody bought it anyway. It doesn't matter. Those 10 sales, they'll do fine without it, Josh. I promise you.
So
No.
George, Lorcana has spent $6 million, whereas Magic has spent $24 million. So
Yep, that would be the. I said second biggest, not biggest. Continue.
well, he said that
Say the
there's
Pokemon number. Hold on.
He
Say the
said that
Pokemon
there's
number.
Pokemon missing, and he only has 2 Pokemon sets in here: Paradox Rift and Scarlet and Violet.
That's
So-
when did those sets come out?
There's been like a lot more sets than that since the back on Magic is all the way back on Lord of the Rings. Lord of the
No,
Rings.
what are you
is
talking
in-
about?
So we're missing Obsidian Flames. How they evolved.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure what Louis is talking about right now.
I don't either. If it
But
helps any.
I will tell you that on a set by set basis, Pokemon still sells more product than Lorcana. The difference is Lorcana had the price spike, and Pokemon has an advantage because it has way more products. There's a
course. They
million
can't keep
different Pokemon. There's a million. No, but that's why Pokemon sells more boxes because there's a million different affordable products to choose from. It does. Pokemon sells more boxes.
but not by dollar.
No,
Only by number of products. Because they have 15,000
but like here,
sticker packs that nobody wants to buy.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys keep debating this. I just want.
I'm going to grab Paradox Rift and I'll go Rise of the Floodborn. Right?
I want the comment section to know that I am against the idea that Lorcana sells more than Pokemon, and
I am
No.
very pro it.
Yeah.
so I am very.
And I would like to say this:
I
like,
don't
if
think
it
it's
doesn't
close.
sell much, it's very close.
It is.
And, like, at the end of the day, like-
it's extremely close. It is.
And at the end of the day,
As
like
far as
you guys,
TCG
the game's
player
been out
numbers-
for 5 minutes. The game's been out for 5 minutes. It came out in August
TCG
of
player
last year.
numbers, it is very close. Louis, there's no debate there. It's extremely close.
I don't have that data in front of me to see that.
Josh
So-
has
I have Paradox Rift and Rise of the Floodborn 90 days post release.
Okay,
So
what
release
it-
plus 90.
What are the
You're
numbers?
You're just comparing sets though. Like I don't think that's I wanted to see the full release, all the money spent, the market cap for Pokemon in the
Lorcana
year.
didn't come out till
versus-
August.
Then from August to now, like that's what I'm saying, and that doesn't exist. So I can't argue or not argue that. So I just still disagree with that statement.
Sir, but I don't know. If we were doing this the other way around and we were doing this with Magic, I think the argument would be like, well, Magic releases more sets. Like I think you should compare these things on a set by set basis.
Of course, but Louis doesn't want to do that because he's wrong.
That's
Yeah, so
that's
the
my
end of
opinion.
the
That's
day,
just
like-
my opinion.
But
Lorcana has come onto this. Like I said this. I
But
said
that's
this
not
when
wrong
Lor-
because
I-
for Magic, if
Oh
you
my
have
God.
more sets,
I
then on your
said-
let me
I
finish. Let me
said-
argue what you
said-
guys are saying.
What?
For
No,
Magic,
okay.
if you have more
Please.
sets, then your consumers spend money and it gets spread out over multiple sets. Versus if you have just
Right.
3 sets, then all the consumers' money who care about that product goes into the set. So you can't compare set to set. You
But
wanna compare
historically,
the
we had
entire
talked about-
releases.
We had talked about Magic releases, and you had talked about how a Pokemon release sold more than a specific Magic release in the past on this podcast. You had
Correct.
gone release to release, even though Magic had 3 releases in the window of that one Pokemon release. Like we've done that historically. It's just we're just
we did
doing
that with
this.
151.
I'm only just keeping it consistent. That's all. And I'm only
How
giving
dare
you
you.
numbers. I'm not taking a side here. I think Pokemon's number 2. You're kind of coming at me here. I think Pokemon's number 2. I still
Yes,
agree
Louis.
with you.
I'm coming after.
I
George.
think it's
I don't feel coming. I don't think
It's
you can have
closer-
to
it's
All I
do
can
that.
closer
argue
than
is
I
that
thought it
the
would be.
data is not there for me to analyze it. So
closer than I thought it would be. I did not see it being this
I-
close this quickly.
When Lorcana was announced, I was very clear that like I think this game will be the game that kills a lot of indies. That's still my position. It just takes the oxygen out of the room.
It does.
For every,
There's a lot
No,
of spend that would have gone to indies.
I mean, like
100% agree with that.
I think there's certainly a big 4 now, right? There's certainly Magic, Pokemon.
I think Lorcana is way higher than Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm talking One Piece. I think One Piece is number
Oh.
4.
You think One Piece is higher than Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think One Piece is number 4. I think it's One Piece
Really?
and Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know that I don't
think
know that One
there's a
Piece is produced
big
enough
dip-
boxes.
I think there's a big dip between One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh. I bet. I think One Piece is just like on fire right now.
So I think that with Lorcana too, Louis, kind of what you're alluding
Absolutely.
to. It's part of part of being a member of the big three is not being a flash in the pan. So I don't think
I said this in your Discord. I agree with this.
Let him make his statement before you
with what?
That like the hard part was consistency.
Yeah, I don't think Lorcana is a flash in the pan, but before we can have the big three conversation, they have to do it for a while. It's just it's like an athlete, right? You can't have a great 2 seasons. You have to do it for years before you get considered part of the greats.
Like, yeah, I actually said this in Louis' Discord. Like, for some reason, every indie seems to stumble on the 4th set. The 4th set is a total curse for
it is a
TCGs.
curse set.
This is a 3rd set for Lorcana. Like, can they figure out how to handle the 4th set curse? Is like,
yeah, I mean, we already have boxes at 125 too. This is so weird, like, because you don't know how to.
I don't think that's a indicative of failure.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either. I just think it's weird. It's hard to know where this falls 2 weeks after release, because I think there's a reality where we could see 2 weeks after release like a $100 Lorcana box.
that'd be fine.
I think at that point I start worrying about what is the actual demand versus what they thought the demand was.
But like if you have $100, let's say you have $100 Lorcana box, right? But it's still selling in massive numbers. We see this with a lot of sets. Again, I always point back to Magic the Gathering. It's what I know best. Magic the Gathering sets hit a certain dollar amount and then just sell like crazy. Karlov Manor has sold a ton of products recently at a low price. I mean, granted, there's a problem with the model. No game stores are making money. It's an issue. But like, I still think that's indicative of Magic being an extremely popular game because like we were price sensitive. We found a price we like and we're willing to pay. We're seeing that too. Like Inklands, it's a cheaper pre-release than all of the other sets so far. And it's pre-release double than Rise. So the pre-release total boxes sold are double Rise of the Floodborn, almost exactly, almost to a T. Right,
probably about the same spend though, because Rise of the Floodborn was more expensive.
So it's $160,000 more. So 660,000, and remember this doesn't release till the 8th.
Right.
So 660,000 versus 504,000 for Rise.
If Inklands balances the same that Floodborn does, I think that's a really good sign for the game. In other words, like Floodborn has not gone below $120. It's like that's.
I don't think Inklands will do that. It's already at 120. It's got to come down further.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does because I think the reason that Floodborn is $120 is because the singles sell for more than $100. The box is worth more than $120. I know people right now who are buying Floodborn and cracking singles and doing really well.
I know them too. They're awesome. Shout out to that.
Yeah, and so like
have a card Twitter for that.
They do. So like if you are able, like that is the true measure. I mean, I said the same thing with Sorcery. It's a much different like percentage of numbers, right? Like it's a much lower volume game. But the point is the boxes have a minimum because the singles are selling for more than the box price. So if the box price goes down to 120, like this in the case for Lorcana, the singles are outweighing the box price, so then the box price goes up. It's a self-correcting market.
Be careful with that a little bit, though.
The problem with Magic is that the singles price, the singles price isn't $100. Like you open a box of Magic and you're at $60. So there's no floor. Whereas these these new games, there's a floor. There you go. There's a floor to the prices, and that's because the demand for collecting and the demand for new players and stuff is higher.
Yeah, I would just caution that there is a caveat. Dominaria Remastered. The EV of a Dominaria Remastered collector box is like it's far more than what you get, and people who are opening these products are getting single values that are just way over the price of the box. But there's such a disconnect from the product at this point that it doesn't help the sale of that product. And maybe part of that too is like there's a new Magic set every week, so you never have the chance to go get there.
You think the Dominaria Remastered EV is over $187 a box for a collector box?
According to most tracker applications, yes.
Oh, I mean, see, like I would disagree with that because
EV is a complex calculation. Those applications could be wrong. They absolutely could be. They've missed before.
The other problem with Magic is there's so many variants that it makes it impossible to calculate it accurately.
It's not. It's more difficult. It's not impossible. It's more difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult than calculating Floodborne, where
Yes.
you know exactly what you're going to get if you open 100 boxes. You can probably tell me the exact number of enchanted you're going to get in 100 boxes. You can't tell me the number of Force of Wills you're going to get in Dominaria Remastered.
No, but there's like a standard deviation. Like Mox Alpha does a really good job of this, of including a standard deviation, saying, hey, here's the base EV, but there's also this percentage of that value that can swing for or against at a given moment, right? Yeah. Because of exactly that. And with a product like Magic with a million variants, that number is going to be more inflated than something Floodborne. Floodborne will be more consistent.
Yeah. And it also depends on the number of cards you're selling and the
and like we've said this before, you got to have a buyer at the end of that too, right? Like Lorcana's the new hotness. It's their second set. Dominaria Remastered is like it's a bunch of reprint cards. Like who wants the fancy version versus like, you know, that market might be smaller, might be more narrow, might be more specific, whatever you want to call it. So there's a lot of variables there. I'm saying Inklands is in a good spot though. Like there's no metric that we're looking at that shows Inklands being in a bad spot.
No.
The question is consistency.
Yeah, I agree.
I think like for me the big test is like next set. If they can get over that fourth set hump, I'll be very
You've got some fourth set scars, bud.
So what
Facts.
what didn't they have a certain number of sets designed when they launched?
I think they said they have 6. And I think they said I know
that's always gone well.
Well, that's a good sign versus like we had 3 and the fourth is going to be all like brand new design after the success or whatever like that. Like, I don't know. I have to say this box is going to sell better just because of the way it looks on the shelf.
It's a cool look. It's a cool looking box.
It's
that matters.
It's everything that Bloodborne wasn't. It's bright. It's shiny. It has Minnie Mouse on it. It has like Babe the Pig or Peppa the Pig, whoever it is. Like it's gonna sell better.
It is. I listen. I like the look of this product for a Disney product way more.
I think.
Did you call Peppa? Did you call Piglet Peppa? By the way,
is it Piglet? I don't know who that is.
You're so young. You're so young. You're so young and hip, dude. I'm into that. Like you're cool.
Who is Jim Hawkins?
I think this is going to be a very good box. No, I don't think. No, Disney has not done their sale yet, right? Shop Disney has not done their sale yet. Is that right?
I don't think they have. No,
you would be the guy that would know that.
I don't think Shop Disney has done their sale yet. Amazon has done some of their sale yet, I believe. The big question will be like, how much does Shop Disney have, and like, what does Target get again? Like those. That was the
roast
big
Ravensburger
last time,
for dumping
Shop Disney and Target.
Can we roast Amazon for dumping on, or Ravensburger for dumping on Amazon?
No.
No.
They don't dump Lorcana. There's no need to.
Distro seemed to think that they were going to have more boxes next week, which is another interesting sign.
So I'm wondering if that's not just them holding some boxes and making sure.
Well, I asked my rep. I was like, "Hey, man, I think I'm going to want more Inklands next week. Do you have any lined up?" And he was like, "Well, we'll see how many people take all their boxes." I was like,
"Yeah, listen, okay. I got basically no cuts.
Yeah,
like I'm getting a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, buddy.
GeorgiaGrove.gg coming your way soon.
Well, listen, hold on. I know my channel members will get a sweet deal on some then.
Like, listen, like I don't think there was a lot of cuts this time.
No. I think a lot of stores didn't do.
Which is good. Like, this is the way it should be. Like, stores should order what they need.
I agree.
Like, they're doing, like, Ravensburger is doing what they need to do to be successful.
They are fixing their
and they're doing.
mistakes.
They have the tournament. They have the tournament stuff coming out. Like, they have the organized play stuff coming out. Like, they're doing the things you need to do to grow as a game. Like, I'm very impressed and happy.
I agree.
I expected to do well, and they're doing way better than I even expected.
And they still have tons of people coming in that have never played TCGs too. That's for me. I know I'm in West Virginia and it doesn't count because like, well, people homeless come off the street without shoes.
Buddy, you make an example of an entire TCG market off 7 dudes.
Like, what do you want from me? My store we had 175 people in our store this weekend for our 1-year anniversary. It's not the small.
This was the biggest week in TCG history.
No, I'm
because
just saying that like I have an idea of what's going on in the TCG landscape because
We don't say you don't. It's just when you throw
do.
that example out there. No, when you throw that example
All right,
out
I
there,
won't use my stores. as an
Louis,
example.
this is Louis' sensitive episode. This is the title of the podcast. Louis is sensitive.
I won't use my store as an example if you guys don't want me to anymore.
success is tough, bud.
My God, sensitive.
So here's the big win, Louis. If Bobby I is
The GOAT.
successful at revising the Disney movie model and brings Disney movies back, and your kids start falling in love with Disney movies again.
I mean, we watched 101 Dalmatians all week this week, like
right? But I'm saying if they're
made in 1963.
But I'm saying if they're producing new movies that matter, that don't suck, that people actually like again, that train doesn't stop rolling. Like that, then things I think start to get a little crazy.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
I don't want to answer that topic. I do not believe that will happen. But
you don't think Iger can figure that out?
I mean, they haven't yet. They have to. That's got to be their. That's got to be their most pressing issue.
Pixar.
Right?
What's the last good Disney movie, George?
All of them.
No.
That is no, buddy.
False, like,
buddy.
Don't fake it.
Yeah, buddy.
What is the legit last good Disney movie?
I'm pulling them up right now for you. Last.
What is it like the Encanto era? Was that Coco? Those were great.
No, they're not.
No, yes. Oh, dude, you're wrong. You're wrong. Those are hits. But then they went through a really big down phase.
Elemental was good.
There was that was not good. There was the one with the feelings.
Google search. That really gives me a lot of confidence.
I've got like really had.
What's the movie about the feelings?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
We're talking Disney kid. George, you're missing this. I don't know how you're missing this so hard, but you're missing this.
Elemental was great.
What's the movie?
I haven't seen Wish yet. I should see Wish.
What's the movie about the feelings, Lou? You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Oh, that was actually good. That one was actually good. Was that Disney?
Hold on. That was good, but Encanto wasn't good. All right, you might have lost your authority. Like, what are we doing here? We don't talk about Bruno to this day.
Anyway,
Bruno's like Kid Fight Club.
Oh, Haunted Mansion was great.
George is missing the point of this conversation.
Haunted Mansion was a great movie.
Reddit says,
God, the Haunted Mansion set is going to be amazing. Yeah. The Haunted Mansion set, I'm going to...
Wait, hold on. Am I on Reddit's side?
Reddit says Encanto, but like that was...
Maybe I'm wrong.
That was also 3 years ago.
That's what I just said.
Louis, I think that's a great point.
Before that, their answer is Zootopia, which was 2016. Like, George, they have not been making
no, they've not been great.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
He's gonna prove it. Iger.
Well, it's like Ravensburger. You got to prove it. You got to do it.
Iger has done nothing to prove himself. Shout out to the divvy.
You can't just tell me you're gonna do it. You got to do it.
Iger's done everything he's promised so far. Shout out to my divvy.
You can't just guess the card, Iger. You also have to win the card.
Iger's doing great. I support Iger fully.
Louis, if you got a chance to do...
I voted for him. My little ballot.
How cool would it be to do a Lorcana guess the card, win the card with Iger?
You should start doing that.
No, your channel, if you did a guess the card, win the card with Bob Iger, oh my God.
Don't do it, Bob.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Don't do it, Bob.
What's that card? We have a card game?
You'd be the new Kim Kardashian. You would break the internet.
By the way.
George, I don't understand why you're all in on... Like, the stock for Disney is down in the last 5 years. It hasn't even outperformed the S&P 500.
Bob Iger's quote. Bob Iger's
when
back.
Did Bob Iger come back?
Bob Iger left. He came back. Now it's going to go back up again.
When did he come back? When did he come back?
Years ago.
The stock price is the same it was in 2015.
Yeah, that's Bob. Bob Iger left. I can't help that, Louis.
Louis, you don't understand what happened in 2015.
Blame JPEG.
What happened in 2015?
What do you mean?
I didn't have a follow-up. I was hoping you didn't ask. Buddy, you caught me. I don't got nothing.
It went way up it went way up in the pandemic, like everything.
Of course,
else.
everything did.
Gotta go back there. Bring us back. Next week, when we have an actual second pandemic, everyone's gonna be like, "Louis brought that on us."
100%. 100%.
It'll be my fault. Again,
I won't blame you.
Just like when indie TCGs die.
And
Okay.
also, like, Google's the same price as it was 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I guess
That's not
chill
5
out.
years.
It's all right.
That's not
Also,
5 years ago. That's
and
2.5
Google's
years
a
ago.
terrible example.
Google's great.
Google,
Gemini.
You know that Google hires people and they do nothing just so that other companies can't hire them. They hire talented individuals to sit in an office chair and do nothing so that other business companies can't, or other tech companies can't have them.
Buddy, that's my dream. When you don't own your own business, that's the dream.
The amount of
That's the thing.
wasted energy in our culture is so freaking ridiculous. All right, everyone.
Hey, don't you dunk on my dream.
Can't be
All
all
right,
this
everyone.
with Bob Iger. That's the new low for this podcast.
What a great podcast. Thank you all to watching and listening. You can go subscribe to Josh's channel and check out his Lorcana Guess the Card, Win the Cards.
I don't have
Josh, if you don't do a Lorcana Guess the Card, Win the Card with Donald this weekend when you're hanging out,
Donald.
you're missing a great opportunity.
Donald will
It would
get
be-
them. Okay, all right. Let's take a bet. Let's take a bet right now. How many clues will Donald need to guess the card that Josh is doing?
It depends on how drunk Donald is.
It's on the.
Is that hold on? Is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
He's the one who won the Blightsteel Colossus on the 58-second mark while completely drunk. There's a.
All right, so do a cheap
It
card.
would also matter how drunk Josh is, I would assume, though, too.
What?
I don't think Josh is. I think Josh probably can take in quite a bit of alcohol. Donald's like probably a 1 or 2 drink guy.
Guys, I'm right here. Guys.
Anyway,
Donald's getting hammered off 2 drinks.
yeah, I think that's probably
me.
Donald.
No judgment. I can't drink either, Donald.
George, this is our 2-year anniversary of the last time we saw each other. Did you know that? This
I did.
weekend? This weekend is 2 years ago. George and I saw each other for the first time. No, actually, it's not true.
I didn't know that. If it helps any, I was
But
lying.
this is the
I was-
2-year
I was
anniversary
rambling.
of Orlando.
This is where you stood me up for the first time.
No, real
No.
when I was there.
Okay.
We did shots together in the ice bar.
God, that was so good.
With shout out to Argos
God, I forgot Argos was there.
and to Lauren, to Argos
goat.
and Lauren, yeah.
Lauren the goat, and let's and King Pokemon.
And King Pokemon, yeah. I wonder if he still listens. Shout out to King Pokemon, King Metazoo.
King
Wait,
possibly
how many
doors
guesses will it
closed.
take Donald? How many seconds?
He'll get it in 48 seconds.
No way. Go ahead, Josh.
33.
I was gonna say 28. I'm gonna go with 28.
There you go.
Donald, don't fail me.
That's not possible. 28 seconds too fast. That's
I have faith in Donald. He's my friend.
that's Logan level quick. There's no shot.
Who the hell's Logan?
Logan gets it in like 28 seconds. Logan's kind of scary at it.
Even Logan Paul? I was like, is it CryptoZoo?
Shout out to Logan Paul. Congratulations on your energy drink outselling
I
Gatorade
am
in
not
Walmart.
congratulate Logan Paul on a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am. If he was still in Pokemon, maybe.
What about his you're not going to congratulate him on his extensive G.I. Joe card collection?
Oh, that is a good point. I do congratulate you on that.
ETH is pumping, so his NFT collection that lost all of its value will be worth a little bit more than it was.
Don't know if that's the way math works.
Is that true? I need to get out of my NFTs.
All right, everyone. Go subscribe to Josh's channel. Go to KitchenTableTCG.com. Hop in the Discord server. Hopefully, you guys have yourself a great day. Remember, be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you, Louis.
And also with you.